That's the only reason, I think. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons. Another reason. So usually it took this much time, right? If you're going to add some log statement to check whether it's going to work or not, something like that. If you're going to check, so in that scenario, it will take some more seconds, like 1 to 2 seconds. So clearly explain to the client saying, if you are going to make any changes in the out-of-the-box workflow, the time consuming will be more. So if it is taking 10 seconds, then it will take 2 more seconds. It's not going to be only for one identity, right? One employee. It will be applicable for all the employees. So in that scenario, most of the time. So we won't suggest to have customization in the out-of-the-box workflow. If you want to create any custom provisioning, you can create. But these are the out-of-the-box workflow. We should not touch that. That's the reason. Yeah, then A, go ahead. So it's not working, the database. The database name. It's not present better. I'll open Active Directory and I'll show. Yeah, and that's what. When you talked about the performance and everything, it takes time. But I had a question, because what happens for the Active Directory, for example? Right. Hundreds of users. They come and go every day, right? And so I was thinking, usually Active Directory is not request-based. Like what happens? It's automatic. There is no involvement of request forms and everything. The HR system. We suck the data in. And we provision users automatically to Active Directory. So in that case, we don't select, right? We don't go and select the entitlement for Active Directory usually. We have automatic thing. So how it is done, like in the application. How we do this automatic provisioning. It's like creating the user in Active Directory and having their password set up and everything. This is what you have. No reason you're randomly asking. No, this is everywhere. Everywhere. This is the same most of the time. AD access will provide by a birthright provisioning access. So that is the reason I have selected to access the joinery. Yeah, you can say birthright, which is not a problem. But the only thing is, for every user, they get the account created in Active Directory. For every user have the account, so giving an example of joiner. So every joiner is treated as getting their accounts created in Active Directory. And their password is getting created. Their manager is getting an email saying that, okay, this is the temporary password. You share it with the user and everything. So kind of a similar scenario. I'm looking at how it is automatically set up that the Active Directory account gets created. Okay, I'm not sure, how it's being created, but I know one thing. So, before implemented to Sailpoint, people client used to have Active Directory to manage identities. Do you remember? That's what I'm saying, that Active Directory is the prime directory, which I don't think any client would not have Active Directory. Almost every client has Active Directory to manage identities. Everybody has an account where they log in every day. They log into the system, which is Active Directory, correct? So my only question is, every day there is every client, every organization. They have Active Directory everywhere. And the first thing is getting the account created right. So I want to see how the Active Directory account gets created. Be it a process of birthright, I'm okay with it. But how is it? From Sailpoint perspective, I know how the AD account has been created. But apart from outside, I'm not sure. So previously I used to use Manoj also. No, this is how it's going to create by birthright provisioning, only 100%. So apart from that, we won't be able to dash. When you say birthright, you mean it's going to be automatic. You will create some kind of a birthright provisioning entitlement, and you'll associate dash. Let me show you quickly. So for those customizations we have created a workflow, different, separate workflow. Okay. So using this, whenever we are going to onboard any employee, what we will do? We will provide AD access, because he needs to log into Windows system, right? So when he's going to log into Windows system, he needs credentials. So those kind of activities we will monitor, we will manage via Active Directory. So in that scenario, we'll provide AD access first of all. Always birthright. Provisioning means AD access. Correct? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay, so here always we'll generate some provisioning plan. Whenever access request or something is going to submit. Using that, we'll capture the identity name, the basic things we'll check, okay. So here we'll check, if identity object is inactive, is equal to something, some condition I have mentioned, then it should go into this loop. Here what I have done. I'm going to create Active Directory. And this code is written where? Where is this code written? So in the workflow joiner birthright AD workflow. The name I have given. This is one of the workflow. It's not related to else provisioning and other types of workflow. It's not related to that. This is a custom workflow which created. You think this?